What's up guys, and welcome to the Lake Doric Leather Farming Guide. So this is currently the best way to farm gold fairly easily. You do need a big group for this one. You'll find it in the looking for group tool within obviously your game, and this will be concentrating mostly on the classic run. The route where it's very you actually need to do stuff. You can't just AFK and do it. However, I will show you the engineer farm, which is cropped up since they improved the way that engineer turrets work. So for this one, you'll need episode 4 of Living World season 3 to gain access to the map. That one is called the Head of the Snake. It's based around the White Mantle and stuff. It's fairly easy. You just have to complete the first mission, which can be done quite quickly, and then get into the map. It does, however, mean that you will need Heart of Thorns and to possibly purchase the map if you haven't already got it. Of course, this is totally worth it. I mean, you can either spend real cash for the gems to buy them. I'm not actually sure how much it is. I think it might be around about 400 gems, but I could be totally wrong on that one. Or you could use in-game gold, in which case it will pay for itself quite easily. Obviously, depending on what how the prices hold up. So it's located in the Watchtower Cliffs, which is in the top right of the map. It's again Zerk gameplay. It's fairly mindless, but you can get killed if you're not paying attention or keeping up with the group, because the centaur there have blinds, rifles, do a lot of damage from long range. If you want to try and play a fairly quick character that can do a lot of damage, I mean, I personally would recommend, as always, Guardian or Thief. They are just the best characters to farm on by a long way. Guardian staff, that is, and then again they've buffed the short bow for Thief, so it actually hits more targets and is now an actual viable, like super viable thing to be farming with. So yep, this here is the amount of loot I get from one loop of the classic route, which is actually quite a lot. I mean, then again, I've got about 225 magic find base. And then I've got a bunch of like infusions and boosters and food and stuff like that on top. You have a look at my other videos, I'll go through that there. The thing you want to concentrate on here are the bloodstone hides and general gear drops. Again, I've said in another video that you can sell the leather gear, and it's sometimes worth more than if you were to just salvage it. Same thing kind of applies for a lot of the heavy armor as well with mithril. I found a lot of times people are paying more because there's that chance of getting orichalcum from it. Anyway, you can salvage or sell depending on how much risk you want to take, because again, T6 leather sells for a lot of money. I mean, that's like 33 silver at the moment per piece of leather, which is quite nice. I remember when they were a mere 14 copper and I had literally millions of them, and was waiting for the day for them to go up in price and then sold them before they did, which was stupid. But anyway, it's roughly the same gold either way, whether you decide to sell them before salvaging or salvaging them, because the salvage kit tiers don't really seem to have much of an impact, so it seems fairly uniform from what drops. I think that's quite regimented in the way that they've done that, which is kind of smart, because it stops wild fluctuations. However, it's kind of less exciting. Generally, you'll want to follow the commander, as they'll probably know the route, or have a vague idea of how it's been farmed. It gets farmed like constantly, all the time. You'll be hard pressed to not find a group farming this map, and I've drawn it here on the map, as you can see in the background. This is the route, so you just follow it up, and then you take a couple of detours on the left, and then you follow it up round, do a loop, killing all of the champions for all the bags. All of those champ bags give you more bloodstone hides, by the way, so you definitely want to be tagging all of them, and obviously all the mobs around. So you go up there are some events that happen in the very top and at the very bottom of the route. You'll know what I mean by that, because at the top there's the kind of Colosseum. That's where you get like the Earth Elemental and the Shaman kind of Centaur guys. You just shoot the shit out of them. It's pretty good. Get a nice bit of reward and stuff. And then Immelhoof usually, if he does spawn, will be at the very bottom, which again you can tag and then hopefully complete a daily or something. So that's that there, and the only other thing I should really mention is the Harathi Strongboxes. Now these are quite important because they contain bloodstone hides, and you should try and make it your priority to get all of the ones that you possibly can without straying too far from the group. Now straying too far from the group, that's key there, because some of them are quite difficult to get to, and you will get killed if you move away from that protective bubble of all your friends. Those, like I said, those Centaur with those rifles, they will fuck you hard. So yeah, that's this one. This is the classical route. Obviously, it's been on in the background. I hope it's been helpful. It's also should mention that it's a great time to pop all of your magic farm boosters. Some farms, they just aren't worth popping because you don't end up killing a lot of mobs, such as like Fractal 40 or Terraria Multi-Loot. Well, Terraria Multi-Loot I suppose was a bit better because they changed the way that, you know, magic find affects bags, but for this particular one it's really good because obviously you're killing a lot of things all the time. And yeah, I highly recommend that. If you've got them, obviously don't spend gems to buy them because then you won't be making any money. But yeah, so now I'm going to show you the engineer turret farm. Alright, so this is the engineer turret farm. I'm here obviously on my engineer, and what do you want to do? There's not actually a lot of people here, but we'll carry on. So you want to put a rifle turret down here, and then over here you want to pop a flame turret, and then over there is where your rocket turret goes. Again, there's not a lot of people here, so I'm not entirely sure what may or may not happen. And yeah, that's basically it. Oh, there's some Harathi Strongboxes in there actually. Yeah, you'll just want to sit here and just camp and just pop down your healing turret whenever you need, and just shoot and try and help your turrets take out as many of these dudes as possible. It's not too bad actually with less people. There's usually loads, like just insane amounts of people. I also like to take the mortar kit, just because it's got that silly range on it. However, I'm not going to do so. Well, I might actually die. Just kidding. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. You just stand here and shoot things. In fact, you don't even have to do that. You can just let your turrets do the work. You have to refresh them every like 2 minutes or whatever. But aside from that, I mean, you can see how much loot's coming in. So it's pretty tasty. It's pretty tasty. It's a lot slower than your classical. Well, it's not a lot slower. It's a little bit slower than the classical kind of route that goes up round through the mountains here. So I should probably mention here that the way that this farm differs in terms of what loot you get is the classic run gives you bloodstone warped hides, and this one you will be getting mainly heavy supply bags. So if we just have a quick look, see these ones are like just a little bit less at 4 silver, and then the hides themselves are 5. So there you go. However, you will be getting a lot more of these than you will these, even if you're doing the classic run farming the bloodstone warped hides. Not to say that you don't get those when you're farming these, but you know, that's the kind of risk. I suppose if you're farming more of these, you probably want to salvage them. You might end up making more money, but again, that's totally up to you guys and what you feel is right. But aside from that, I mean, if you've got other things to do, you can do them at the same time. Like if you're watching TV, this is even easier and mindless. I like to paint at the same time. Just completed that. That's going to be a nice bundle of jade shards. Sweet. Yeah, so there you go. You can find it. There's probably another map that I could go to. See, rocket turret's already down. There's no real trick to this or build. All you need is just turret spam and probably a power build, to be honest, because obviously they're all power based turrets. You can put thumper turrets. The only other thing aside from mortar kit is probably the supply crate. You can drop that down here like a load of other people have, and that's pretty useful. Oh, big Doric, that's what we want. Yeah, NG farm, let's see, 24/7 NG farms, and then the classic up and down farm. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. I hope this video was somewhat useful for you, and you managed to farm all the things you need to buy and fund your goings on in game. Yeah, so thanks very much. Don't forget to give the video a like and possibly subscribe for more stuff if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video for Guild Wars 2. Bye.